Okay, so we're going to do the initial. My first initial is L for Lisette. And so I'm going to show you how to do Zentangle, which is kind of like what the popular name for it is right now. Everybody's been using that on the internet. So let me show you what I would do. I would start with a fancy letter. So I was looking on the internet for all these different types of letters. It could be like a scroll, it could be whatever. And I just chose, I said, well, I wanted to make it look like a bubble letter, but in a fancy lettering, in a fancy font. So I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna make a little swirl all the way up here like this. And then I'm gonna finish it on this side. I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Now, what I want you guys to do is leave that blank or leave that white, okay? Everything around it is going to be full of different designs and different patterns, okay? So how I started was I made a whole bunch of different, now if you look at Zentangle or the different things, they use a lot of different patterns that are kind of like geometric. And geometric, if you know anything about math, you can do a lot of straight things using rulers if you like, or just use a freehand like I'm doing it here. And I'm making almost like a diamond pattern. I don't know if you guys have ever done this before. This is kind of like a diamond pattern here. And it doesn't have to be exact. You know, it doesn't have to be, you know, this is like freehand, so it is not gonna be, if you wanna be exact, you can use a ruler. You don't have to. Okay, and then from here, that's a cool pattern in itself, but from here you can make a different pattern inside. And I saw a pattern that looks like this, where you make like little V's inside. And again, a lot of the things you'll see is, and then you do the same thing here. And when you do that with all of them, it has like a really cool effect. Like let's say like do this one here, right? So you see how it makes it like a really cool, when you finish them off like this, it becomes something else. Okay, and then imagine that with all of them. Like I would do that with all of them. Maybe leave the top empty, or maybe I would color it in, depending on what you want. Okay. Then I said, okay, well, if this is really, really straight, maybe I need something that's a little bit round, right? Because I like to have things that are both round and straight. So I kind of wanted, hold on a second. Okay, so as I was saying, sorry about that. As I was saying, round things. I want some more round things now, since everything I did before was straight. So over here, I made like little, this is called like a little like a loop or a scallop, whatever you want to call it. And then I made like a bigger one here, down here. Okay, kind of like joins it at the top. Okay. And then again, to make a little more patterns, you can just make like little lines to make it look like a pattern. And from there, I made like from the corner here, I made like a teardrop. I said, that would look really cool. It makes it look a little bit more fancy, right? We want a lot of details in there. And then here, I kind of just make a little, again, anything you can do to make it more interesting, that's what I did, okay? A lot of times you see patterns that are have a grid pattern. And so what I did is I tried to divide the space as much as I could in a really straight line. And I'll show you what I did here. I made some straight lines. And then I looked at a lot of different patterns that are on the internet that you can find. And I first did a grid. I kind of like I did with the zigzag one, the diamond one. But this time I did it with just up and down like this. And in this one, I wanted to do something, again, using something round. So I kind of did, if you go to from one end from one corner to the other corner, you can make, now imagine if I did that with all of them. If I did that with all of them, again, I'm gonna do only half of these. I'm not gonna do all of them because then it would take too much time. But imagine if I, after I did that, I would go this way on all of them. It kind of almost looks like a circle at that point. You've actually made a circle at that point. And I would do that with all of them inside here. All of them inside there, okay? And you may say, okay, well, I have all this space here. What am I gonna do with that space there? That's where you can, I call it a filler. You can make a pattern using filler lines. And so I like swirls, like as you see with my L. So from here, I kind of went out and I made a little swirl here. See how I did that? And then I made a little bit more here. And then I went up here and I said, okay, I'm gonna go through my letter and I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go from where I started. I'm gonna pretend that I'm going through the letter and I'm going in there. And I go this way and I can probably make another one here. And then to fill it up more, I found little areas that I could make more swirly things because I wanted to fill up the space, but I still wanted to use the same pattern. See what I did there? That fills the space. Over here, maybe I could do something different. Maybe I want to mimic or do the same thing I did here a little bit. So I made little zigzags just to break it up a little bit. Again, a pattern is something that you repeat over and over again. So any line that repeats over and over again, again, maybe I can go this way. Maybe, I don't know, fill this space with as much swirls as you can. If you wanted to. That's what I would do in that space. Okay, now let's go back to this over here. I like that grid idea. So I'm going to make another grid down here, maybe a smaller one. And let me show you what I do with this one. Again, I like to do that whole square. I like to make everything square. Okay. I'm used to making straight lines. Maybe you're not. If you want to use a ruler, you can use a ruler. And look at this little pattern that I do here. I'm gonna go this way and I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go this way, this way, this way, this way. And again, I would do the opposite here. Wait, oh no, I messed up. Wait a second, it would be here, 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 here. So it's kind of like a checkerboard in a sense. I would have to fix that somehow. Maybe I can go back and white it out. Okay, see how I made that little pattern there? And maybe in here, I can just make dots. Just to fill up the space. All this could be dots. All right, let's see what I want to do over here. And then you guys can be on your own. All right, so here I think I wanted to do leaves because L is leaves. Reminds me of leaves. Okay, so I kind of make some lines first. And then from here, I can make little leaves. And go around the vine, make it look like a little vine. And over here where I have the space, I would make little, again, the more details you can put into it, the nicer it's going to look. Find different patterns that you like. Okay, and then again, it's not done, but this is how I would start. And I could finish this whole entire project filling it up with patterns. And where you see, like maybe in here, maybe later I could do something else in here. So you can always find, maybe I can do a dot here. A nice big dot here and all of these in centers. You can always do more. You could always do more if you find a spot that you're lacking. Maybe I'm gonna do something different over here. Okay, so it's lots of fun. I call this doodling. I like to doodle, I like to make patterns. There's so many different things that you can do with your letter. And again, if everything is filled and you leave your center white, maybe you can color it in. Maybe you can pick your favorite color and just color in your letter. That would be fun. I have some markers here. You know what? I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna pick like purple. No. Ooh, look at this color. This is like a. See if it works. Look at this color. It's like almost like a teal or a light green. Maybe that'd be fun to do the center, just one color, and everything else leave it black and white with a marker. Hopefully you guys have. Now you can do this. It doesn't have to be a Sharpie. It could be what do you call it? It could be a like a very, very markery kind of like pen. Like some of those pens have like an inkjet or an ink pen. You can use ink or you can use markers. It depends what you have. I just want something that is, and I would fill it this whole entire with this color here. That would be fun at the end to do whatever color you want. But the pattern should be on the outside. Okay? All right, everybody. Hold on a second.